Hi, welcome back to Orlando Experience. Today we're going to be looking at all the Horror Nights construction because everything's been announced here now, I think about a week ago. So we're going to go look at all the Scare Zone construction because I know there's a few things up, including some lighting towers. I know some stages are up and I think some props are already up. So we're going to go look at everything and let's take you in. As you can see, as we're walking in, you can already see the front Scare Zone that usually has about all the monsters from all the Scare Zones. We'll talk about it more when we get in there. As you can see, we just walked in the gate. Right towards the front, there's a giant, almost stage-looking thing, way closer up than normal Scare Zones. I think this will probably be used for opening ceremony. We know the icon this year will be Dr. Oddfellow. Then back here is usually where the Scare Zone is, but I do not see much props up yet, but we'll walk through it. So we only have rumors right now about where Scare Zones are, but it is kind of interesting that there seems to be a lot of lighting towers going through. Over here, why need you walk up to the right when you enter Universal? Instead of there's no lighting towers where the new Minions area is. I'm wondering if they may be, just because they have all the new stuff, that they're not wanting to put a Scare Zone over here this year, so they might be putting it over here. So wherever this Scare Zone is going to be, it's going to be Dr. Oddfellow's collection of horror. This is usually just kind of an all-around Scare Zone, usually with the general theme of the year. I bet Dr. Oddfellow will make an appearance, and usually just all the scare actors from all the different zones usually start up here and head back towards their areas. So throughout the night, you'll see kind of just, you'll probably see like a vampire and a bunch of stuff from all the other Scare Zones just kind of at this front one, just kind of lure you into Halloween Horror Nights. A quick sidetrack from Halloween Horror Nights, but I do believe that the app has just gone up for Villain Kong, so you'll be able to now connect your own account and even upgrade your blasters with different like skins for some of your power-up weapons and stuff like that. It's really cool. You can make your own account and you'll actually be able to track your score, earn stuff over time, do missions. I think that's super cool. Adds a ton of reliability to it, so if you're a local, this really helps this ride. Now we're going to keep moving down towards Jimmy Fallon, where the next Scare Zone is. So this is going to be the Vamp 69 Scare Zone, a 60 Scare Zone set in upstate New York at a music festival, where a group of vicious vampires are going to attack the music festival. There are rumors that Dr. Oddfellow is behind the attack. Obviously, as you can see, they have lots of props up already on the stage. I imagine there's going to be some sort of almost live performance thing where a vampire is probably going to attack the performers and then set off the frenzy, because they've done that in the past. It'll be very cool. There's a few more tents hooked up. Doesn't look like there's much in them. So over here in this alleyway next to Central Park, there usually is a few of the booths that will have lots of the food options for this year. Looks like this is going to be some sort of music festival booth that will probably have some scare actors in it and have stuff jumping out. There's one more right across the way. We're going to look at it real quick. There's not much else to see. I can see the same thing over here. I'm just guessing probably scare actors will jump out of this booth. Normal stuff like that. Probably be some blood, guts, stuff like that. We're going to turn back into the alleyway over there where they had, last year they had a food booth back here. We'll see if there's anything back there. Nothing back here quite yet, but I imagine they will have the same food booth they did have last year. Side note, this is a great area to take pictures. Now we're going to continue heading towards Fast and Furious, towards the exit of it, near the San Francisco area. So we made our way over into the San Francisco side of the park, right next to the Fast and Furious exit. This Scare Zone is going to be called Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. It is going to take place in San Francisco in the 1940s. It's going to have a bunch of crates everywhere with Dr. Oddfellow's symbols all over them, and it seems like his creations have gotten loose in the San Francisco shipyards. Here's one of the shipping containers. Nothing in it yet. I'm not sure what this could even be. Just looks like there's a little porthole. Could just have a glowing symbol inside of it. And there seems to be some more boxes back there. We'll go check it out. So there is a hole at the top of these crates over here, probably for some sort of show where one will come out. Plenty of lighting towers all throughout this Scare Zone. There is some more lighting towers beyond the pastry company, probably the bar. We'll go check it out. There is obviously a huge construction wall right here. I actually don't think this is Halloween Horror Nights related. There is usually a food booth right behind here. And if you have seen videos of here, or if you've been around here lately, you've seen they've started redoing all their outdoor vending carts to be a little more diverse in options, and they're bigger with better air conditioning for the workers. We're going to turn right back towards the pastry company. Plenty of lighting towers over here, assuming it's going to be another bar. So as you can see, big lighting entrance here. And lots of lighting towers back in here, probably to hold a couple of the structures. Looks like a photo op possibly back there too. Usually this is just one of the bars that they have, one of the themed ones. Probably be themed to the Shipyard with some of the monsters back there. And we're going to keep heading down towards Men in Black, towards the Fear Factor stage. There are rumors this year that we will see the Death Eaters end up in Daigon, possibly during Halloween Horror Nights, but they could show up during the day too as a little bit of a less scary option, but I do imagine they'll be part of Halloween Horror Nights. So you can see there is a stage back here, right across the way from one of the butterbeer spots, and right to your right when you walk in through the main entrance of Daigon. This is one of the stages that they had over in Hogsmeade when they did it. They do a little show when they come out. I am excited if they do have Death Eaters, because I do think a little bit more of a scary Death Eaters chasing you around Daigon will be pretty cool. Alright, we're going to head back out and keep heading towards Fear Factor. So there's even more lighting towers coming over this way. I don't imagine this is going to be a scare zone or any of the roaming horror. It's probably just food options, and usually they have a Chucky photo op over here, but sometimes it's just a photo op in general. Alright, Fear Factor's right over here. As you can probably tell, I've been calling this Fear Factor just because that's where the show used to be here, but this seems to just used for Horror Nights now. This year it is going to be called Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. Probably very similar to the previous years. Lots of pyrotechnics, lots of cool effects, stuff like that, and great performance. Does seem like they already are setting up in there, probably already practicing the performances a little bit. And we're going to keep heading towards Men in Black now. As you can see, we're back by Men in Black now. Does seem to be a house back here this year. You can see a white tent right over the horizon there. See a little bit better when I'm actually standing here, but will be a house back there. Again, we'll talk about more houses next time when they start putting up the house fronts. Does seem like there is a little bit of a front over there. We'll go look at it. So there's usually at least two houses that enter from right back here. As you can see, one of the entrances are already up. I was just looking on Horror Night Nightmares on Twitter. They do have a lot of aerial pictures from the back of house showing all the tent facades are going up, including the one for Dr. Oddfellow's house. So if you want to go see any of those, just go check them out on Twitter at Horror Night Nightmares. So we're walking through Springfield now. There are rumors this year that there is going to be a Megan roaming horde. Again, still rumors. I do not believe anything's been confirmed about that or the Death Eaters over in Daigon, but I do believe it's getting so far with the speculation maps that they're probably pretty accurate at this point. Hope they are, because I think the Megan horde could be really cool. Alright, we're going to keep heading on over to the park over here where we got another scare zone. One thing that will be interesting this year is seeing what they do with the houses that are back here. There's rumors that they will just be entrance in other places, but we usually have at least two houses back here, or at least the entrances that end in back a house, so they're not actually back here, it's just the lines. So I imagine we will just be getting a separate entrance for these and just make them a little bit of a longer walk, but as we know, this is getting turned into DreamWorks. We're going to turn to our right and head right over into the scare zone. So the park scare zone this year is going to be Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. In the 1920s, Dr. Oddfellow ventured deep into a dark jungle, performing horrific experiments on nature. Now his monstrous creations are going to run through this area, causing mayhem. We're going to go look at all the props. This one does seem like it's the most built up already. This scare zone is usually known for its really heavy emphasis on jump scares coming from areas you don't know. It does look like there's a hole in these planters here. I imagine scares actors will be in those jumping out at you. Definitely the most built up out of all the scare zone. Lots of props in here already. I don't know if that's somebody's hat or a prop for Halloween Horror Nights, but either way, it's there. Another one of the planters with possible jump scares coming out of them. A huge plane tail that's actually come out of this tower over here. Imagine it could be a crash plane, possibly Dr. Oddfellow's. And even more, lots of these planters where I can almost guarantee they're going to have scare actors jumping out of each one of these. Now we're facing the front of the scare zone with a huge stage and another just pillar over here setting up the front of the scare zone. I imagine with a scare actor right up here welcoming you in. This scare zone back here in this park is usually always my favorite. I think the trees just work well for it. So I'm hoping it's going to be just as good this year. Now we're going to turn back towards Hollywood now and go see what's up over there. So our last scare zone is going to be Dark Zodiac over here in the Hollywood section of the park. This scare zone, Dr. Oddfellow is going to enter the dark dimension to harness the power of the Zodiac and foretell your doom. As his star rises, yours falls. Seems like it's going to be kind of an extra dimensional scare zone. It will be probably pretty cool. Not much over here besides lighting towers. A little bit of theming on the lighting towers. I do see a couple stages. We'll go look at them real quick. Obviously just another little stage over here, probably just for the scare actors to jump up on. Possibly a little area for each of them. There's going to be one more by the Bourne Spectacular. We'll go look at that real quick, and also it looks like that's it for this one. Obviously of this making of this video, August 2nd, Jurassic Park Tribute Store is still up. It just looks like the same kind of stage. Some little circle patterns on it, a little bit of paint everywhere. Just theming for it. And then there's one more lighting tower up, and that's just about it. So I think we're just going to wrap up this video. As it's probably not hard to tell, this is my first time doing a video like this, so just let me know your feedback. I will always take it. Thank you for watching till the end at this point. That's all the scare zones up. I obviously will be coming back probably in the next couple weeks as soon as they put up the house front to just start talking about where the houses are going to be. Obviously plenty of props up, especially in the Jungle of Doom. I'm very excited for that scare zone. It's always my favorite every year in the back in that kind of park area. As you always know, like and subscribe if you like the video. We always appreciate it. It just helps us grow, gets better, stuff like that. So again, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for joining me out at Universal today, and I hope this Halloween Horror Nights will be a great one. Thank you.